Welcome everyone to Purely Nomad. I'm Yash and this is part 9 of my Ride to Alaska series. After spending last 17 days battling my way all the way from New York City to Prudhoe Bay, it was now time for me to head back home. I started day 18 at Dead Horse, Alaska. As we were leaving Dead Horse, I came across a few reindeers grazing right outside our hotel. This gave me a strong sense of the wilderness we were in. The hotel we spent the night in even had a sign that said beware of polar bears in the region. Much to our luck, we did not get to see them ourselves. This was going to be my third day on the Dalton Highway, and plan for the day was to get back to Coldfoot Camp for the night. I was excited to ride back to the same amazing mountains we were in yesterday. The day started off easy with paved roads for the first 50 miles, which then soon turned into gravel roads. Weather was pretty dry. The grounds had dried as well, so there was ridiculous amounts of dirt flying when passing other vehicles. I was accompanied by Katrina and Graham today as well, and we had planned on doing a leisurely pace and spend some time capturing some stunning photos and some drone videos. Temperatures were pretty pleasant today, hovering at about 10 to 15 degrees Celsius or 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's get back to the road and just enjoy the beauty and the wilderness of Arctic. As we neared the Atagon Pass, the roads that were wet and terrible yesterday had pretty much dried out and had become very easy to ride on. This is one of the peculiarities of this road. The conditions are very much dependent on the weather and can turn sideways in matter of a few hours. As we approached the top, a light drizzle made the road slightly wet. Luckily, it was nothing like the slush we faced the day before while heading north. Once we reached the top, the weather was becoming more wet and freezing, but we decided to take a small break to enjoy the views and capture bits of it in my drone. Once we crossed the Brooks Mountain range and reached closer to Coldfoot, I asked Graham to carry on, as I wanted to stay back to spend some time gazing at the mountains and capture the beauty. So let's cue in some of the stunning videos I managed to capture and be amazed. After an amazing day, I made it to Coldfoot Camp and got a room for the night. As I was getting closer to the end of my ride, vacation withdrawals had already started creeping in, and I was trying to capture as much as I can. Amazing thing vacations are. The more you take them, the more you start longing for the next one. For now, let's just enjoy this soothing time lapse captured at around 11 pm, and I'll see you in the morning. The next morning, I woke up and had breakfast at the Coldfoot camp. Luckily, as I was leaving, I ran into Katrina and Graham and got a final chance to bid them goodbye and wish them best for their upcoming adventures. I hope to run into them sometime in the future and get to hear more of their stories. The plan for the day was simple: reach Fairbanks and get back to the civilization. Forecast for the day was dry and road conditions were supposed to be easy. As I was back to riding solo today, I decided to go slow and take in more of the wilderness, as I had no idea if I would ever get a chance to come back here again. Honestly, I wouldn't mind coming back again in a few years and relive this ride and collect more experiences. The question now was, will this be the same road I rode 2 days back? Let's find out. As I crossed the Arctic Circle sign, I decided to take one more photo with the sign and take a small breather before resuming the journey. I'm not an experienced off-road rider in any way, but after 2 days on the Dalton, I gained significant amounts of confidence and was able to cruise easily at over 60 miles an hour, having a good deal of fun going over the surface. I was very proud of this, as it was one of my concerns while planning this trip. I am more of a learn it on the job kind of guy, and this worked out well for me. However, I had done some practice on the dirt before this trip, and I would recommend doing the same for anyone planning on venturing out on this journey. Apart from riding, one should also know how to perform basic repairs on their bike if required, because this is literally a no man's land and you may not find any help for hours. Just take a look. Soon, I reached the Yukon River Bridge, marking the middle point of my journey for the day. The bike was doing pretty good on the gas, so I skipped refueling and kept going straight. After taking a short break and clicking a few photos of my dust-clad bike with the Dalton Highway sign, I was relieved and a little proud that I had conquered the Dalton Highway with no issues whatsoever. I was looking forward to getting to Fairbanks to wash myself and the bike. The dust and intermittent rains had done a fabulous job of coating both of us with oodles of dust all over. After an amazing day, I made it back to Fairbanks by about 4 p.m. and checked into a very quirky hostel, where I met another rider, Vengo Vallejando, who has been traveling the world on his motorcycle and got to listen to some of his experiences. What an amazing end to the day. If you are interested, do follow him on his Instagram. I will leave a link to it in the bio. I tried to record a very satisfying video of washing my bike, but I accidentally sprayed over my camera and the footage is completely useless. But these pictures might help you to understand the amounts of dirt that I brought over with me from Dalton. That is all for this video, but stay tuned for the next one, which will be the last episode of this series. If you do like my videos, do share them with your friends and family, and I will see you in the next one.